How smart a robbery has to be to shock the FBI. Now that's one of the slickest heists in American history, and they couldn't even lay their hands on the culprits. What really happened? Well, the story takes place in South Carolina. On a regular Friday afternoon in October back in 1995, Parker and Brenda Shaw, just a typical family, returned home with their adorable granddaughter Brianna. Little did they know, their day was about to take a seriously unexpected turn. As Parker tried to open the garage door, he hit an obstacle. Except, when Parker decided to go inside and manually open the garage, he stepped right into trouble. Two intruders, quick as lightning, swooped in, and before poor Parker could escape, he was bound with duct tape. The intruders were not there for a quick grab-and-go robbery. These guys had a specific target in mind: Amy Shaw, the daughter of the house and a bank teller. They were after more than just cash. They wanted Amy and the money she could possibly loot from the bank she was working at. Finally, as the evening went on, Amy pulled up, thinking it's just another ordinary Friday. Little did she know that her life's about to take a seriously unexpected turn. The leader swooped in, grabbing her before she even had a chance to realize what's happening. With the threat of harm hanging over the family's heads, Amy agreed to help. Without any other way, she went off to the bank, with the leader keeping a close eye on her every move. These guys weren't that stupid, so they did not have masks on and drew attention to themselves. So what did they do? They took those masks off, blending right in with the crowd. Amy, behind the wheel, placed at gunpoint across state lines, from South Carolina into Georgia, heads straight for the bank where she works. As they pulled up to the bank, Amy's heart raced a mile a minute. She's got one shot to catch the kidnapper's image on the security camera, praying it'll help bring these criminals to justice. Inside, Amy's walking a tightrope, explaining every move to the leader, hoping against hope she doesn't set off any alarms. But when it comes to opening the vault, she hits a roadblock. She's got one combination, sure, but her coworker holds the other. As if things weren't tense enough, a gunshot rings out, sending shivers down everyone's spines. The intruders were on edge, fearing they'd just blown their cover. And just when they thought it can't get any worse, another car pulled up. It's Amy's brother-in-law and sister, blissfully unaware of the chaos unfolding inside. But before they can even blink, they're swept up into the madness, adding 3 more hostages to the mix. Now, with 6 lives hanging in the balance, the stakes have never been higher. Meanwhile, back at the bank, Amy's under intense pressure as the lead assailant demands she call her coworker for that crucial second combination. Her coworker's completely in the dark, not understanding why Amy's calling in the first place. With the gunman breathing down her neck, Amy does her best to explain the gravity of the situation, begging for that second combination, and finally, after some coaxing and threats from the gunman, her coworker caves, fearing for Amy's safety. With the combination in hand, Amy nervously punches it in, praying to the heavens above that it'll work. But when the vault remains stubbornly locked, the tension skyrockets. The robber's patience wears thin. He demanded Amy try again, with the threat of dire consequences hanging over her head. With the trembling hands, Amy gives it another shot, and this time, success. The vault swings open, revealing its treasure trove within. But the struggle is far from over. Amy's forced to point out the bait money, rigged with exploding die packs, all while keeping her coworker on the line to prevent any calls to the cops. The robber, having loaded up his loot, ordered Amy to make a call to her parents' home on the second line. With a heavy heart, she accepted, knowing that danger still lurked just around the corner. As the leader and his crew made their getaway with over $86,000 in tow, Amy seized her chance to act. She bravely set off the alarm, hoping that help will arrive in time to save her family. But as she anxiously waited for rescue, her worst fears came true. As soon as she called home, her mother warned her not to involve the police. The armed men were still there. Richmond County Sheriff's officers raced to the scene, only to discover that the real crime scene lies across the river in Edgefield County, South Carolina. Lead investigator Kenneth Booz jumped into action, coordinating with Edgefield County Sheriff's investigator Don Bullock to mount a rapid response. With the assailants gone, the family wasted no time freeing themselves from their restraints and anxiously waited the arrival of the police. Parker, determined to aid in the investigation, provided crucial details, including the description of the assailants and the keys to his son-in-law's car, which were taken by the gunman. Deputies swiftly mobilized, broadcasting alerts for any signs of the fleeing criminals. Meanwhile, Richmond County authorities wasted no time in taking the matter to the FBI, summoning Special Agent Jerry Jones to the scene. As soon as he reached, he began questioning Amy, hoping to collect any valuable information that could lead to the arrest of the perpetrators. Amy recollected her encounter with the leader of the group, providing a description and direction in which he fled. As investigator arrived on the scene, he was briefed on the ongoing search for evidence, knowing that every clue could be crucial in cracking this case wide open. Technicians from South Carolina Law Enforcement Division have been hard at work, scouring the Shaw residence for any traces left behind by the perpetrators. Inside the house, they made a critical discovery: a single cartridge from a bullet fired during the chaos in the living room. It's identified as coming from a .38 caliber handgun, but disappointingly, there are no prints to be found. In their unplanned escape, the suspects had tried to make a quick getaway, but ended up stuck, forcing them to abandon the vehicle and flee on foot. Technicians recover foreign fingerprints from the vehicle. Nearby, more evidence of items dropped by the fleeing gunman, including weapons, clothes, masks, and gloves, all matching the description of what the assailants reportedly wore during the robbery was found. With this new evidence in hand, law enforcement updates the already vague APB, now seeking 3 African-American males, armed and considered dangerous. The church these men claim to have been at is dark, its basketball court devoid of any activity. It's a clear sign that something's amiss, and deputies waste no time in suggesting a ride back to the police staging area for further questioning. The young men, identified as Daniel Evans and Lamarco Roscoe, agree without hesitation, perhaps unaware of the storm brewing around them. Meanwhile, over at the bank, FBI Special Agent Jerry Jones receives word of the 2 men in custody and wastes no time in joining the fray. As they begin their interrogation, the men struggle to provide details about the supposed church outing, further raising suspicions. Special Agent Jones wasted no time in getting down to business, starting with Lamarco Roscoe. Now, when it comes to interrogation, Jones knows the key is to strike at their greatest fear, their weakest spot. And in Roscoe's case, it's the fear of the death penalty that hits home. With Amy Shaw's safety at the forefront of his mind, Jones lays it all on the line, making it crystal clear that if the third robber were to harm her, both Roscoe and his accomplice would be facing the electric chair. Jones's primary concern truly is Amy's safety. Eventually, all the efforts paid off when Roscoe soon cracked under the pressure, admitting to his involvement in the crime. As the investigation unfolded, law enforcement received a crucial lead. Jaburk was reportedly staying with the minister in Atlanta. With his tip in hand, an arrest team stalked out the residence, ready to pounce at the first sign of the fugitive. Sure enough, on May 9, 1996, a vehicle pulled into the minister's driveway, and Jaburk emerged. Caught off guard, he was swiftly apprehended by the waiting agents. But Jaburk wasn't done yet. 6 weeks later, he made another daring escape from his cell, breaking through a window and scaling fences topped with razor-sharp wire. Jaburk was sentenced to life in prison with no chance of parole, serving his time in the maximum security federal penitentiary in Atlanta. I mean, with the level of security at that facility, even Harry Houdini would have a tough time pulling off an escape. So, what's your take on this? Do let us know in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Until next time, see you all.